Okay, so the competition has been completed and we have a clear winner in this very exciting and highly professional shootout between the 2-strokes and 4-strokes and off-road machines and touring machines. So why would I do this comparison test, do you think? Well, it's because many people who visit me and they know about my bikes, they also wonder quite often which is the best one and which is the fastest one. And of course they all have their advantages. But the fastest one, I had never really thought about it, and I wanted to do a test that tested both acceleration, top speed, and some performance as well. The track where I did this, it's quite nearby. It's a steep uphill climb. It takes about 25 seconds to complete, and it's quite challenging for the bikes as well as for the rider. So if the rider, that is me, feels comfortable riding it, then I will be able to make a good time if I have the power to do it as well. The hill starts with a little bit of a straight where the acceleration is important, especially at low speed. And as the speed accelerates, there is some twisty parts, and then there is the final straight where you can see what type of top speed you can get on this short circuit. As I said, the results are in, and I'm going to give them to you now. And they are in the order that the bikes are positioned now. So the Triumph was the fastest one with a time of 24 seconds and a top speed of 138 kilometers per hour. As you can see, I have professionally designed this sheet so it will be easy for you to see. In the second place is the Suzuki DR with 24 seconds and 120 kilometers per hour at the end. So what is important if we want to make a good time on my course? Well, it's instant acceleration from standstill, and the 4-strokes have an advantage there. Also, the ones with the variomatic transmissions have an advantage because they take off quite fast. The RD 350, not so much. High first gear and manual clutch, so it's not that easy to get a good start. But still 25 seconds on the RD 350 and a top speed of 125. The Gilera 180, which of course has less horsepower than the RD 350, still manages a good time and a good end top speed of 25 seconds and 125 kilometers per hour. And that's mainly due to the transmission and the chassis that gives you good feedback and good suspension, brakes and so on. The PX 252 Quattrini, not so much, it's not an easy bike to ride, with almost no chassis and a bad suspension and a weird manual handled gearbox. So that's a difficult one to drive, but still extremely entertaining. 26 seconds and 120 kilometers per hour. Then we come at the 6th position is the Piaggio Hexagon, which is very easy to drive. It's a combination of many of my other bikes, but it has a rather powerful engine with the 172 velocity. It has good suspension and actually handles extremely nice. Last in this competition is the Honda Helix with 30 seconds and 105 in the top speed eventually. So it's actually quite a heavy bike, and it doesn't have the engine power to compete fully with the faster bike. So then you might wonder, why do I keep this? Well, the Honda Helix is for evening rides, comfortable, with a sofa-like seating position. I think it looks splendid. It's a beautiful bike in my opinion. The Piaggio Hexagon is nice to travel with. It has a good, as well as the Helix, luggage compartment. You can go grocery shopping. The Vespa, yeah, well, it's according to me a cool bike, and I wanted to do some engine work to it as well, so I would keep up with traffic. It quite does that now. And then we have the Gilera with the PM tuning kit and the expansion chamber. That's a scary fast bike, but with the ugly green color. Then the RD350 with a mildly ported engine and Tiger expansion chambers. It sounds like a dream. Perhaps a little bit too loud though. The DR650 is for gravel travel. And it also works most of the time. The other bikes, they are all 2-strokes, except for the Honda, of course. So there's quite a bit of maintenance keeping those running. And they are old bikes. All my bikes are old bikes. There is none from this millennia even. Well, I suppose it was the bikes that yeah, at least some of them were bikes that I was very interested in when I was younger as well. Lastly, we have the Triumph Daytona, which should not compete in this competition. It has 130 horsepower, way more than I can handle, and it's a bit scary. I'm thinking about selling it since I rarely drive it anymore. So I hope you enjoyed this uphill racing test. I don't know if it says that much about the bikes, but now at least I have something to advise my visitors to dive into if they want to know why I have the strange collection of Vespas and motorcycles. If you have any questions, of course, just leave a question on the comments field and I will perhaps answer. Have a good day. Bye.